What's going on, my Broodwar brothers? It is San SC back with another replay cast, a replay cast, if you will. We've got Nice over here in the top right hand corner. His opponent, the infamous, famous, whatever you want to say, Jaedong. He used to be considered like the bad guy on Korean television back in the past. The tyrant or something like that. I can't remember exactly what they called him. If you remember, comment down below. But it's funny how Korean TV made that distinction back in the day. Like, they would try to hype people up by making a villain and making a artificial hero. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of silly Korean stuff for the TV audience. And I think it still goes on to this day in Starcraft 2, but I could be wrong. I think Western audience more or less just look at the players for their merits and how they're playing, and don't really get into like the good, bad, evil discussion. But hey, it is what it is. It's part of the culture. It's part of the scene of what made Broodwar amazing throughout the years. And we've got his opponent. I don't know where I was going with that, but we've got his opponent here in the top right, Nice Info Telecom. We're gonna call him Nice because I'm assuming that Info Telecom is not his name. I'm assuming this is like maybe a sponsor or something. A lot of teams back in the day were and also today were sponsored by different telecom companies, because they're massive companies in Korea that have a huge amount of disposable income. Obviously, they have like an oligopoly over all the cell phones in Korea, so they make a whole ton of money and they want you to know it. So KT is a great example. KT and Korea Telecom is a massive supporter of esports. We do appreciate them for it. They definitely pushed the team play, like the pro league sort of thing, to the forefront, which was a great time in Broodwar as well. Pro leagues have been historically amazing for the sport. Now we do have a wall in here from Nice. He's going to be throwing down his academy here in the back. Pretty quick academy before second Rex. We'll see what kind of timing he wants to hit here, but I think he wants to get across the map before any Mutalisks are out here. Try to put some pressure on. He's going to force some sunken colonies here out of Jaedong, I assume. Jaedong here just going along with the build. Only 2 lings have been produced, so with only 2 lings out here on the map, he's got to keep these alive. He really wants to see the move out timing. The Overlord can be deceived. If you're just sitting the Overlord right here and the Marines move in a kind of a pattern along this way, you could end up not seeing that move out and be in a lot of trouble. Let's see what Jaedong's vision range is here. Oh, actually, that's pretty darn good. It would be hard to move through along here. Yeah, this is a pretty well-placed Overlord, I would say. And he is going to see the continued production here on the barracks, so it doesn't have to throw down a sunken colony just yet, but probably will have to throw some down here relatively soon. You can see stim pack halfway done already. We're having the first medic. Jaedong should be able to see this medic, and he should know then what is coming. It's like a scan went down. Where was that? Main base. He sees the spire here, and now knows exactly the timing on those Mutalisks, when they're going to pull up out, and he should be able to tell that he can get across the map here in time before the Mutalisks pop, as long as he doesn't allow a ling run by, as long as he doesn't allow a ling counterattack, which lings have already been produced here. 6 lings, not enough to deal with this Marine force, but if he pulls away properly, oh god, does he 1 ling? Not too bad. If he hides his lings up here and just kind of kites away, this Marine force, if it moves out, he can run inside and deal a significant amount of damage. He could even stop some turrets from being built. Oh, no, 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 no. 2 lings being lost here. Jaedong not showing his best right now. Even at 320 APM, not quick enough to see those lings at the front end up going down. His opponent also very high on the APM. I saw him at the beginning. He was like 600. 8 p.m. to start things off, almost clearing 700. So I don't know what he's doing with those clicks. That's pretty ridiculous when you're just moving some SCVs around and trying to get mining started, but it is what it is. The man loves to click, and who can tell him to stop? We've got Mutalisk coming in now, and he didn't have to build any sunken colonies, so I feel like Jaedong in a good position here. I'm gonna be picking off some SCVs. Not being forced to build any sunken colonies means his drone count is looking good, and his Mutalisk production is going to be on point here. He's starting a armor upgrade right now, so maybe reacting to the prevalence of the Valkyrie build right now. Instead of going for some attack damage, he's instead going to go ahead and grab that armor here, and that will make him a bit beefier, allow him to take better fights here against the Marine Medic Force. Ooh, that medic almost walking out to the side there, could have been picked off. You really got to be careful with these medics. Sometimes they just wander in the weirdest directions. You never know where they're gonna go, and if you lose a couple of medics, you could end up losing this entire Marine Force. There is a base down here in the bottom left hand corner. We're adding on more barracks and of course a factory here as well, dogging the Marines endlessly here. Jaedong gonna keep on top of this, as will we. There's the first medic going down, and this is becoming a very small Marine force. Looks like the reinforcements, I heard them being stimmed and run up to the front here. They will join this pack and keep this army group alive. There you go. Another group of mutas coming around on the reinforcement train. Do take a little bit of damage there, but Jaedong doing a good job here of keeping his opponent back. Lurker is on the way, a Queen's Nest as well. The transition is incoming, and Jaedong in a fantastic position here, just dogging his Terran opponent so hard, not allowing him to move out on the map, not allowing him to take any pressure, but also not able to actually get in here and deal any economic damage. So Nice is doing a good job as well, just keeping these mutas out of his base, staying out here in the front, and forcing Jaedong to fight instead of harass his mineral lines. Now, everything moving along really nicely here for Nice. He's going to get up into that SKT style. And just massive amounts of science vessels are going to be pumping out here soon off of those 2 starports, and a lot of Marines are going to be coming out. We're going to see even more barracks being added on here shortly. Otherwise, this money is going to absolutely skyrocket. With 51 SCVs on 2 bases, you're going to mine out very quickly, but you're going to have an insane amount of income here for a short period of time. Looks like he's even adding on more SCVs, so we could end up seeing him get up to 60, and 60 SCVs on 2 base is a little bit crazy. But once you grab the 3rd and 4th bases, you're going to have a really, really decent income in the mid and late game. Now, diving in here into the main base, he's actually forced Nice to come back, which is a little unfortunate for Nice, but there are lurkers here. So if he'd gone across the map and tried to break there, he wouldn't have been able to break, and he might have lost all his turrets and a ton of SCVs. As it stands, he brings his whole Marine army back. He's got to stay here, though. He can't just leave now. He's got to stay and push these mutas out until he can actually get some turrets back up, finish some of these buildings. It's like just farming these SCVs here. Jaedong doing a great job of keeping that SCV count a little bit lower, bringing it down to 45. So killing at least 6-7 SCVs during this. And Jaedong keeping this engineering bay, the 2nd engineering bay, from finishing is very important, because we want to start +2 right now, and not having the ability to start +2 is brutal. You can see +1 armor is getting near completion. There's that finally going to be finished, and he should be starting +2 here. But Carapace already on the way now for Jaedong. He's going to be catching up after delaying that upgrade for a little bit. Looks like couple of radiates gonna go down here. We do have 5 lurkers though, so should be fine. I don't think he can break through here, even with just 3 lurkers. These mutas still sharking around the map, looking for opportunities. Maybe some units coming around. Oh, he's adding in a huge amount of Scourge. Okay, 4 Scourge coming in. This is a science vessel sniping force. Can he actually get a vessel here? He's hitting the Scourge underneath the mutas. Gets one, but loses the majority of his mutalist there. I think he had 5 mutas before, so he loses 4 mutas for 1 single science vessel. Not the greatest trade in the world. However, those mutas were losing their value very quickly. They weren't going to be lasting much longer. He could probably try this again. Put 3 mutas and 2 Scourge and try to get another science vessel. Might be worthwhile. Some drones. I don't know where those drones were going. A miss rally there from the top or from the bottom left. You'd love to have those drones here, but sends them to their death. A few more drones coming up in the main base. He really wants to get that macro going. You can see more hatches being added on. Double hatch in the main. This is starting to look like a Hydralisk game. Hydralisk Defiler. Yeah, I don't see an Ultralisk den. Nidus is down here. We've got some lurkers over on this area. Do we have drops? Yes, we do. Drops are on the way, so this could get pretty crazy pretty fast here. Nice has been doing a good job of killing off lurkers here at the natural over and over again with his science vessels. But can he get in with the critical drop and possibly deal crippling damage here to Jaedong's bottom left base or the main? 2 more hatcheries being added on, and Jaedong powering up to kind of a scary battle Zerg here with just tons of lings, hydras, lurkers, and of course defilers with plague. Consume is on the way. I'm assuming that plague is going to be coming immediately after that. We've got +1 armor here. Do we have an attack upgrade? Attack upgrade for range and melee coming from our Zerg player. Triple Evo. This is not a style I have seen before out of Jaedong. Ling, Hydra, Lurker, Defiler. Usually we see Defiler, Hydra. That's a very common. Oh, he's gonna get 1 irradiate off there. Does kill 1 Defiler, but good job keeping the Scourge active. Oh, he's gonna lose 2 Defilers. Oh no, he didn't. Okay, that was close. Taking a lot of damage on that second Defiler just because of the splash. And doesn't manage to keep that alive though. It's pretty low HP now. Oh, he sees this. Overlord spots the triple drop. I think Jaedong gonna be completely aware of that drop coming in. Oh no, Nice just filing in with Marines. He didn't think this base had been taken yet. And Jaedong just auto-reacting, throwing down a Darkstorm at that location. Doesn't actually need it, but gonna keep this base safe. 4th base coming up is massive. Plague is halfway complete. The upgrades are starting. +3, I guess? No, +2. Halfway done. This is +2 attack as well for the melee now. I'm gonna come through with a bunch of science vessels. 4 science vessels. Does he have enough energy? I think he only got 1 irradiate off there. How many lurks do we have? We got 4 lurkers. 2 of them have been irradiated. This is breakable. We could get in here and break this. We don't have any fire bats. And a dark storm comes down, so it's not going to be breakable now. Look at this drop coming in over here on the left side. Link's right underneath it though, getting on top of this drop immediately. Fire bats though pop out and clear a lot of this. Fire bats need to get underneath this dark swarm. There we go, getting under the dark swarm now with the fire bats, going to be able to deal a lot of damage. But dark swarm plus lurker now going to finish this off. All the dropped lurkers, or all the drop marines and medics end up going down. Nice lurker aid to block behind the mineral patch there. That is so Jaedong-esque. And cleans that drop really, really handily with this kind of interesting Ling Hydra style. Lurker Defiler added in there as well. What should we call this style? This is really cool. I feel like I'm watching the invention of a completely new build here out of Jaedong. I know it doesn't look that different from some of the things we've seen, but we got no Ultralisk Cavern. Where is the Ultralisk Cavern? There's none. Zero. This is just going to be Hydra. Sending a bunch of drones through. He's going to saturate this fourth base, and generally with the fourth base coming up, Ultras should not be far behind, but as you can see from the production tab, just pure Hydraling, Lurker, Defiler. We're going out now on the map. Jaedong gonna have some power finally to start to take some positions here. Ling's gonna fight. Crackling upgrade should be finished by now. I didn't see it in the production tab, but I believe it is done. Getting ready to move out here in the natural as well. Just a small group of Medic Marine back at home. What do we have? Looks like an extra factory being added on. 2 facts in the front. Battle cruisers popping out here. We've been focusing a lot on Jaedong, but Nice has gotten himself into a pretty decent economic position. Double bunker here, beautifully placed. This is so hard to break. Not transferring enough SCVs though. He really needs to transfer a lot of SCVs, and his SCV production hasn't been that good. Only 56 workers to 62. That's not the greatest. He really should have some more SCVs there. Gonna come up with his Medic Marine. Irradiates abound, but a counterattack coming across the map here. Gonna clean up this small group of Medic Marine. 2-2 is done. What do we do? How are we with the 2-1? Okay, or 1-2 here with the Hydras. So catching up on upgrades pretty quickly. +3 is about to finish now, and we're transferring straight up into tank tech. A lot of tanks gonna be popping out with 3 factories pumping away. A third starport here as well, though it's not being used. A lot of gas here for Nice. He's doing a good job of spending his money, especially that gas. He needs to start pumping a lot more Marines though. Start to max out here. He's doing a good job breaking through this area. I don't see a Defiler, but the mass Hydra plus that 1 Lurker gonna be enough to push Nice back. He does go on the retreat here. Oh man, he could lose a ton of science vessels here. There's a lot of these have been plagued. Actually, I didn't see that plague, but 1 Hydra could kill at least 2 science vessels in that position. He doesn't focus it down though. Instead, gonna focus on taking more bases. Jaedong macro is starting to get out of control. 63 drones. He's getting his supply pretty darn high here. 143. Another great plague there. Gonna lose quite a few science vessels. Oh my god. How many was that? 4 or 3 or 4 at least get taken down there. Very frustrating stuff here for Nice. Uh-oh, sending out some vessels. I don't know where those are going. Apparently a right click, or actually coming up to assist these battle cruisers. Looks like keep a couple of science vessels here. When the Scourge actually come flying up, you could just D-Matrix and prevent a lot of that damage. Maybe even keep the battle cruisers alive here, and he could pick this off. This is a really sick. He's actually not focusing the extractor because Dark Swarm is protecting these Hydras. He's not going to be able to kill any of these Hydras, but he could kill the extractor. It does not protect buildings. They're going to come forward here, throw down a few irradiates. There's the plague. Not able to get a plague on both of these battle cruisers, just the 1. Still not focusing though. Not getting the maximum out of those 2 BCs. A lot of tanks being added on. You can't blame Nice here. There's so much going on here. Drops are being sent out. He's macroing off of 6, 7 barracks. I think he needs maybe 8, 9, 10 here to be added on as well, because you're really getting a lot of income here. He's even trying to take top left, and that's going to be so much production. You really need to keep up. Maybe a couple of factories over here are in order as well. Looks like a few units going to make it by. Just Hydras though, so this should be able to hold. Tanks here in a beautiful position. This is a fantastic spot on Polypoid to place your tanks in whatever matchup you're in. And Hydras are going to come in here for the flank, it looks like. He's trying to break into this fourth base again, but I feel like Nice is missing a bit of the bigger picture here. Trying to break into this position, probably not going to end up happening. Oh, it looks like he picked off that gas, so that's a pretty good pick. But why not go for this spot? This spot is hardly defended at all. Maybe even just send a few Marines down here. You could pick off quite a few drones. Maybe you can get in there and actually kill that base. But he focused on here a little bit too much. I guess it's because he also had the... Oh, God. Oh, God. No. Nice. You're going to lose that battlecruiser for free, man. Can't be doing that. Is this drops? No, it's not. Nothing inside those. Looks like he loses a battlecruiser for free. He is going to end up picking off this extractor once again, but gas is going to be mining down here at 6 o'clock, and we're going to be on 5 gas soon. Okay, this is depleted, actually. This is depleted. So we're actually on... Oh, only 500 in this one. We're actually only on 1 gas, and we're not even mining it right now. That's a little bit unfortunate. Tanks coming up here. Huge plague, though. Oh, my God. About 6 tanks get plagued, and the splash damage from the other tanks and onto the Lings is going to absolutely crush those. The tanks will have to back off. That was a lot of tanks that Nice just threw away. I feel like that was an inappropriate attack there. I feel like if Nice just stays here and eventually bunkers and gets tanks up on this high ground, he's going to be in a much better position than trying to break this. This is just minerals. That's all you're going after here. This base is so much more important. He's still not mining. He's still not mining the gas. Oh my God, why? Jaedong, why? Looks like some Ling's gonna get up here. Tanks are gonna siege up. Kind of in a sweet spot here, although I think something can get through here. Maybe Lings can run through that area. If you put maybe another turret here or something, you can actually block this off, and then this is an amazing spot for these tanks. Jaedong with control of the map now. He's going to come up towards the top center. Try to break this location. Lings are up here on the high ground. 1 Ling here. Going to do a ton of work. Does end up killing that off and keeps those 2 tanks alive, though. Pretty good maneuver there from Jaedong. Another round of Lings going to come up here and get on top of these tanks. That's unfortunate. He's going to lose both the tanks. These bunkers just not close enough. And he needs more bunkers out here. Something looks like moving through the right hand side of the map. Once again, a big plague on top of all these units. Time for zoom outs. More ketchup being sprayed on these science vessels. And let's back off a little bit. Let's take a look at the big picture. We've got quite a bit of tank production, but it's being halted over here in the top center. This tank push has been going on for quite a long time, but it's getting eaten up by plagues, hydras, and lurkers slowly but surely. A lot more tanks popping out here. He needs to take a more defensive position, I feel, and focus on macroing up a little bit. The base here in the top left is mining. He's preventing this base over here. Finally mining gas, albeit only for a minute or so. Down at the bottom center, this base still not mining gas. Finally going to take that again, but he is depleted. He is on no gases right now. See, depleted. He is on 1 gas, and that's not a lot to work with when you're producing. I mean, it is still quite a bit when you're just making Hydra Ling, and just a defiler here and there. You're going to be able to do that, but look at how slowly this gas income's coming in. He's coming up here towards the 12 o'clock. Nice is not going to be able to hold this base. He's got nothing over here. Almost feel like lifting the factory, floated over to this side. He still hasn't built factories over here. This is frustrating. You need 2 factories here. Just make a ton of tanks. Okay, he's got 1. Okay. But he didn't make tanks. He's got to put a machine shop on there. Just lift all this off. Save the SCV. Send them to the top left. Holding this base up here is #1 priority. Pushing this area is not a priority right now. Nice making a bit of a tactical error, I feel, in not focusing on this spot. Some Dark Swarms are going to come down. Ling and Hydra should be able to break this location. Meanwhile, Nice fighting against Hydras under Dark Swarm. Tanks are going to end up getting picked off here. And this base is going to go down. Jaedong tactically just a lot more sound than his opponent, I feel. Still just delay here on the right-hand side. And as long as he doesn't allow this base to go down, this is a win. GG. This base gets broken. How much time did Nice have to build tanks in this area? I feel like it was an eternity. Like at least 8 minutes went by where he could have built tanks, put them on high ground here, and made this impenetrable. Same with this area. I mean, he had a lot of tanks here, but if he'd place them a bit closer to the bunkers, or if he'd put a bunker a little bit closer to the entrance, I feel like he holds this no problem. And then, you know, Jaedong is drying up. He's got this base, he's got this mining, of course, and this mining. He's about to get this base up as well, but only 2 gas for Zerg right here. And I mean, the same for Nice. He's got this gas here. He had this gas here. I feel like he was in a pretty decent spot, but he ends up tapping out. Jaedong takes that game. Able to outplay there in a long, drawn-out battle. Here is your score screen now. There's the units, our structures, and our resources. Shout out to all the Patreon fans. Thank you for your support. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and throw down a comment. I will see you guys in the next cast.